It's okay. In the name of God, the compassionate, the merciful, we all praise God for all His blessings, for those that we have been able to recognize, and those many that have remained unnoticed by us, but they have affected our lives. In particular, I would like to thank God for the great blessings that we have received in these years of friendship with our Christian brothers and sisters, and they have enriched our personal and community life, and even our understanding of greatness of God. I had not that much personal encounter with Christians when I was in Iran, because in Iran, we have a small percentage of non-Muslims, and maybe 99% of people are Muslims. So we had heard about Christians, and sometimes we have met them on some streets, but it was very easy that you never meet a Christian in a school or in your neighborhood. But I had studied about Christianity in university and also in the seminary. When with my wife, and at that time we had 2 children, we went to Manchester to do my PhD in 90s. So I started my PhD January 97. We thought this is a good opportunity for us to explore Christianity as lived and practiced, and not just as told on media or written in the books. I hope I will get chance to talk about our story, our journey, maybe on Friday. I make it just about very short about monastic part. One of the things that God made possible for us was to visit Ampleforth, which is the largest monastic community in the UK for the Benedictine monks. I had asked one of the monks, to visit a place for training Christian clerics, as a kind of seminary, but he said, we can visit Ampleforth, which is not a seminary, but a place for formation of monks. So maybe it was 1997 or 1998 maximum, that I visited this monastic community. And Abbot Timothy Wright, that you saw in the video, and he was with us in 2017. Unfortunately, he passed away a few years ago. So Abbot Timothy was the abbot, and when I visited the monastic community, he welcomed me, and all the monks, showed, great, hospitality, although they had no experience of dialogue with Muslims, and we didn't have any formal discussion. It was just a visit. I slept overnight. I attended their prayers, but I loved the place, and I loved people who, pray to God. So Abbot Timothy said, you are welcome to come again. So I visited again with my family. Sometimes we spent whole week in monasteries, sometimes 2 days, 3 days. And my wife was working on her dissertation about love in Christian Islam, so we used the library, we discussed with the monks. In 2000, Abbot Timothy asked me if you are happy to talk about Islam, as he said. So it is after several years we know each other. And I said, I'm happy. And he said, what are you going to say? I said, I can talk about Islam as an introduction, then Islamic spirituality, and then end with some practical instructions given by Muslim mystics. He was very happy. He said, why you don't give 3 talks? One introduction to Islam, one spirituality, one practical instructions. I remember the first day coincided the demise anniversary of the Prophet. So when we fixed it, we didn't observe Islamic calendar, but it happened that it was the demise anniversary of the Prophet. And for me, this was meaningful. Thanks to God, when we talked, we realized that we share a lot. Many monks used to say that this is what we have in the rule of Saint Benedict. And, we have lots of similarities. Then, when I was going back to Iran in 2001, I invited one of the young monks who had done PhD in theology to visit us in Qom. And this is the first time I invite Christians to come to Qom, to seminary. First time for me. He said I should seek permission from the abbot. So he went to abbot to seek permission, and abbot said, I like to come myself too. So 2 of them visited us in 2002 in Qom. And we organized lectures for them. We put posters, in the different places, seminary, that we have these, monks as our guests. So you are welcome to come. We had very good sessions, and they were very happy, and everywhere they were going with their habits, and they were, not questioned or anything. Later, Abbot Timothy wrote something about their trip in Tablet, which is the English Catholic, like a magazine. Yeah. And he said how much they were, happy, and he said Iran is like a big monastery. They saw on billboards, God's names and, prayer, etc. Then we were sitting in the car and thinking of what would be the next step. So kind of, please forgive me for my friends, of course, so naive, it was so, new to this field, because we met each other, but we never had any kind of, big event. So we said, what is the next step? And then he said, okay, let us organize a dialogue in the UK between Catholics and the Shia. They said, okay, we can do it in our monastery. I said, that's excellent place. I love monastery, but it's far from London or large cities. Most of our people are in London, Birmingham, Manchester. North Yorkshire, where the monastery is very far from all the large cities. So I said, if we can have something in London and something there would be excellent. They said, okay, we go back to the UK and approach some people in London. So thanks to God, Heathrow College, which was run by Jesuits, they welcomed, and then we had the first Catholic Shia dialogue in July 2003. One day at Heathrow College, we invited 50 Christians, 50 Muslims by invitation. And then 2020, we went to Ampleforth. It started Sunday till Wednesday afternoon. And it was very good. This was the first time we had such international Catholic Shia dialogue. And it was considered by the Tablet as the first major British encounter of the Catholic theologians with Iranian Shiite thinkers and theologians. Then we said, okay, now what's the next step? Because you don't know all the steps, in dialogue. I'm sure many of you have had this experience, or if you are going to start dialogue, you always wonder, what are, the things that I can do? And I don't think anyone can have very set of steps if you want to be genuine. You can borrow from other people, but if you want to be genuine and grow according to the, signals that you receive, it's very difficult to know all the steps. But just what's the next step, or maybe the next 2-3 steps. So after the first round, we said, what's the next step? And we thought another visit of monks to Iran, second visit. and maybe we try to publish a book based on the dialogue we had. So in 2004, Abbot Timothy, with one Benedictine monk and two from Hithrop College, Jesuits, one Jesuit, one lay. So 4 of them visited us in Iran, 2004. And we also published the book. 2005, we had the second round of Catholic Shia dialogue. 2007, the third, as you saw. And we published 3 volumes. To my knowledge, I don't think any kind of interreligious dialogue has been so much also reflected in writings. Finally, we have got 6 volumes on Catholic Shia dialogues. 3 of them before Dean was involved, and 3 of them after, which I will mention later. So we have 6 volumes about our dialogues. Then Abbot Timothy moved to Rome, and we stopped dialogue. I took a group of PhD students from Com to Rome, and we said, let's restart. And that was when monastic interreligious dialogue was involved. So from before was monastic also, because of the Benedictines, but monastic interreligious dialogue team was officially the co-organizer, and Father William has been since then always organizing and helping in every different way. So the 4th round was in Sant Anselmo for the Benedictines, and the 5th round was in Com again. The 5th was in Assisi. The 6th was in Com and Mashhad. 7th was here, July 2017. And I remember we were in Mashhad. We had breakfast, and we were discussing after breakfast, I don't know if you remember, with Maximilian, Father William, etc., where should we hold the next round? And Maximilian said Africa, because we always had it either in Europe or Iran. So we all welcomed. We all welcome to come here and share the good news of our relation and brotherhood with the African Christians and Muslims. So 2017, we came here, and our title was Unity of God and Unity in God. And we had 2 half-day programs in Tangaza University, which is run by religious orders. And they very much welcomed the idea. I remember the vice chancellor of Tangaza at that time said he was transformed when he listened to our group about our understanding of unity of God and unity in God. He said he was transformed. So they suggested that every year we should have a conference about unity of God and unity in God. We should have courses. And thanks to God, this continued. Although COVID stopped us for 2 years, but still, thanks to God, this year we have the 4th annual summer course. So 4 times since we've visited them, we have been able to get together. So about 10, 11 of our clerics come from Qom. We have some other local Shia and many Christians. So they come together. They have 3 weeks course on Islam and Christianity. Lecturers are common. We have Muslims and Christians who teach. Students are common. Planning is common. And all is done with unity. And also from the 2nd year, we involved also a visit of Mariapolis Piero for the Focolare movement. So our group, after finishing Tangaza, they go for a few days to Mariapolis Piero. And this year, we made it a week of unity. So from Monday next week till Friday, 16th of June, there will be week of unity. People come, Christians and Muslims from different countries. We will share our ideas about unity. So this was 2017. Then 2019, we had the 9th round in the UK, and we went to Abbot Timothy's grave. Then there was COVID. We were supposed to go to Vienna many times, we planned and we postponed. Then finally, last year in September, we had it in France, because one of our members is now abbot in, what is the name of it? Assay. It's an old monastery in France. So we were there September for the 10th round of Catholic Shia dialogue, which is mostly Benedictine monks and some Shia. And we have, as I said, published 6 books, thanks to God. Abbot Timothy, before he passed away, received a award of Book of the Year from Iranian president. We were together. So we are really in front of a gift of God, which God gifted people like me that we were not trained for this. We were not given any mandate or any budget or anything for this. We just tried to go by our heart and mind and be open to God and give time and energy to this gift of God, because it's like a flower. If you don't give your time and energy and enough nutrition, this flower, it will dry. Yes. So my PhD was about a philosophical subject. My PhD was about ethical relativism. It had nothing to do about interreligious dialogue. And I was busy with also our own community affairs. When I went to Manchester, I was imam of Shia community, and we had 200 PhD students from Iran only, in addition to other people. So everything was there to stop me, taking this as a priority, because I was not trained for this. I was not given mandate for this, and I had busy life, study, family, community. But thanks to God, I always felt this is very important. Let it, grow. And now we have many lines of relations with our Christian brothers and sisters in different parts of the world. And we try also to involve other members of our community. So we do lots of, people go for pilgrimage, which is great. But we have interfaith pilgrimage. So we go to Italy, we go to Switzerland, we go to Africa. Although we could go, for example, to Iraq or, to Mecca, Medina, which of course we go separately. But this is our pilgrimage, that we go to visit where there are other believers who in their own culture, in their own language, they praise God. We want to praise God together and see what we can do for humanity. So this particular round is not the regular way that we do Catholic Shia dialogue, because we have some friends that, we are like one family, we meet every time. This time, the idea was that it's mostly for welcoming and helping and encouraging our sisters. Although we have always sisters from the beginning, we have always had Muslim and Catholic sisters involved, but this time is more sisters and less brothers. So the idea is to see if this can be picked up by the sisters and in their own capacity, in their own context, if they can grow it further. So I thank God again for all his blessings and for our friendship in particular. And I thank Father William that has been taking this aspect of monastic dialogue very warmly and with passion, with heart, although they have dialogue also with other religious traditions. But he has always been giving this lots of attention and lots of energy. And also I join him in praying that Father Maximilian is safe and well, and we hope we can have his surprise visit maybe. I am hopeful that we can meet him. Thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you.
Well,